I'd imagine they stay in the air just as much as a Puff normally would, but with a lot of tricky drift and avoiding of the aerials and smash attacks that Ned has.
Yeah, and the aerial smash attack. Look at that up air. Look how much space that occupies. If you're an aerial character, how do you play around that move?
Yeah, no character has the no-fly zones quite like Sephiroth. Oh my goodness!
Well, I was proven right in the first 20 seconds of this match.
You literally came in saying, I want to see how he's going to approach Octo Slash. And
just punch it in the face was the answer.
Let's see if he keeps punching it in the face or if Ned gets a little trickier.
Yeah, this is not a matchup that we are terribly, and I mean, very few regions are experienced in the Puff matchup at this level, right? BassMage, best Puff player in the world. So how Ned will adapt is going to be key, and on the recovery end is probably the most crucial point.
Right. And it's been looking tough, but the second stock has been a strong showing for Ned.
Yeah, but BassMage doesn't have to rush it either.
Right.
Find that one opportunity.
There's zero reason to rush it. But like we were talking about shields popping, you better be careful with those side Bs flies.
The reverse hit of that up air, almost enough to kill the light Jigglypuff, but staying alive, good DI.
Yeah, it's very hard to juggle or landing shark Jigglypuff when you have that many jumps and have that many options to kind of find your way to a stage.
Again, just the perfect DI to the very corners of Pokemon Stadium's top hitboxes.
Yeah, I like the usage of that medium Giga Flare to kind of cover the air even more when it comes to what's off stage, but the low up air is going to take this stock. And now only getting 30% on that second stock, now a little bit more. Ned's not bleeding out as much as he could have been after he lost that first stock so early.
Oh yeah, coming swinging out of the Angel platform was BassMage, but now Ned is back in this neutral position that we see BassMage has to play very careful in order to find a way to poke and prod through Ned's defenses.
Yeah, and it's already just about equal in terms of percent.
But in this this neutral game positioning, it's so hard to deal with for Jigglypuff.
Right, and Jigglypuff like much less plays the percentage game, right? She's gonna kill you with a really bursty option, or she's gonna kill you off stage before you really get to a higher percentage anyway.
The one-winged Angel showing itself for the first time in this game number 1. That can help for really high chases.
Right, he said I could fly too. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a Sephiroth. But
you missed that tech. This is a scary spot.
Yeah, Jigglypuffs are primed and ready for techs like those because they're so used to that knockdown situation. But the forward tilt spaced at the ledge is going to take this stock for Ned, and now he's ahead.
And now who can turn around and play it slow? It's Ned this time. Good sneaky shield somehow. Oh, and then
wow,
that angle must have been a misinput.
He might have fast fell way lower than he intended to, but
BassMage will take those.
Yeah.
They absolutely are worth exactly the same as taking a stock the legitimate way.
Yeah, the extra jumps weren't showcased much, but there is one of those drifty strings we were talking about. All the way to the right side of the stage, and BassMage is going to go up one game against Ned in this best of 5.
The burst edge guard from BassMage, so clutch. After he was, again, he was staring down the barrel of being in that terrible neutral position with Ned having a lead. Then Ned misses the recovery input and just immediately reversed around into an edge guard. Great stuff for BassMage.
Right, but it's not a blunder that makes you think there's anything wrong with this matchup, and they're literally going to go right back with the same characters.
Oh yeah, you see the strengths each character brings to the table here, right?
Right.
And Ned loves to play games slow and steady. That's just been his MO for as long as he's been playing Smash, right? So he will take this neutral advantage and then deal with the risky recoveries every time.
Right. That's the adjust accordingly method. But slowly and methodically.
And that was only game 1. There's still plenty of Smash left to be played between these two.
Totally.
And they might just play this whole set on Stadium, believe it or not.
Yeah, they're going to take turns just slugging on each other on these first stocks. Lots of trades we've seen, lots of fight for this center stage. Now it's the left side of the stage, but Ned is not where he'd want to be against Jigglypuff. Trades all the way at the left side.
And that's a trade that is perfect for BassMage because I'm able to make it back. You are out of jumps, out of resources, out of time.
BassMage makes Jigglypuff look like the best character when they're off stage.
Oh yeah, and it's awesome to watch how BassMage just like dissects opponents' recoveries. We were saying Sephiroth has a great recovery. How are you going to deal with Octoslice? You just dunk it in game 1, and then just don't even give him like the range or the resources of your double jumps to deal with it in game 2.
And he quite actually has a third jump to even work with sometimes too, and that's what's so like jarring about it.
The one wing showed up while he was off stage.
Yeah.
And now playing it slow again. Again, only need really one opening just to get Sephiroth off stage here, but swatted out of the skies with an up air.
Yeah, BassMage plays much more footsies when they have that lead because you can tell they're trying to just milk a little bit more. And it seemed like Ned kind of adapted to that and found the stock much quicker than he normally would have when BassMage is playing that way with a lead.
I'm curious what notes BassMage might be taking about some of like these tech chase situations. There's been a couple of them on these platforms on Stadium, and BassMage has not really pulled the trigger on anything super risky.
Right.
But I'm wondering what he's thinking. Like, we're seeing some rolls back.
Dude, getting hit by the multi-hits of Octoslash when someone's recovering feels like something that the
so
user
sad.
never intends, but it's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay.
It's so sad feeling. It's like I've got this ledge trap all lined up, and then just, oh, here's like 2 little pokey strings ruining my day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, if I'm BassMage, I'm punching the air right now in my head. Actually, there's no time to punch the air. You got a set to win, buddy.
And I go for the second one as the shield poke. That's another one that always feels bad.
Yeah. Ooh, Ned, though, showing, all right, I'm going to throw this forward air out in case you do approach me horizontally. And now Ned's going to take the lead after carrying to the left side of the stage and securing the stock.
The second one is going to clean things up here as these forward airs go. A strong back air from Jigglypuff, not enough to kill Sephiroth. And now who's getting the tech chases? It's Ned this time, adding on that damage. If this rage stays, we could see like a back air kill at like 60.
Oh, literally.
Maybe even earlier, depending on how close you are to the ledge.
But yeah, he's one hit away from just getting deleted. But
and still holding on.
In there. Ooh, that was a really good feint. And an even better back air to secure that stock.
That's going to help BassMage stay alive. Oh, did that poke or was that a shield drop there?
Oh, no!
It doesn't matter because all you need is drop the shield one time and get carried away. BassMage clutching again.
He said down B. Took a nap. Came in with the burstiest of burst options. We were talking about like good burst options from Jigglypuff earlier, but that is the burst option when the stars align.
Now Ned on the back foot again, shaking his head as we go, I believe it is again Stadium. The tempo of this game, these games, they've been, I think, in Ned's favor. Like, he's finding himself in those good neutral positions, but he's just not, like, clutching stocks early, really.
Right.
So he's still relying on just the poke and prod of Sephiroth, like a back air or up air, forward air, these things that are killing Jigglypuff at, like, 110, 120. And BassMage just has this clutch factor, finding stocks super early.
Yeah, I feel like these sets, more than any of the ones we've seen thus far, have had, like, larger or more drastic tempo shifts the most, you know? They'll take turns, and it's usually, it'll be Ned in control until BassMage gets his 10 seconds of just Jigglypuff stuff, you know?
Right. And I think, I'm sure if you went and looked at like most first Jigglypuff matchups, Jigglypuff is going to be doing less damage, but just getting the kills earlier. That's definitely been the case here in this game.
Totally. Octoslash gonna do a number on the BassMage shield, but that's okay. Has a little bit of time to let that regen.
The one wing was so clutch for Ned in this game so far. He had lost his double jump, and then the third jump is like, I got you, Bo. Here you go.
Don't
Make your
worry.
recovery.
Yeah, and that adds so much to his presence off stage. He gets chances to use those jumps. See, mixes a back air with that extra jump. Holding the ground super well, not even jumping. And then I say that and he jumps.
The anti-air dash attack. Exactly, that's what was a good thing about that call out, right? There were like no jumps to be seen, and then just as soon as the jump happened, BassMage dash attacked it away.
Yeah, and that's actually a much better tool for catching landings than I realized. The dash attack, rather.
Yeah, the low profiling of it can go under a couple of aerials if you're not expecting it, right? So that was what BassMage had in mind, I want to say.
The tackle, the 30 power tackle.
And yeah, now we got a Puff living at 130%. This is the issue here with Ned. I don't want to say it's the issue with like Ned's strategy, because obviously he's had a ton of success as an Ultimate player, but it's hard to have to do 140+% to a Puff every single stock when those burst options come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And you're not... Those options that can kill Puffs really early just aren't panning out for Ned right now. But those are the types of moves that can really be game changers right now. But finding them is tough because BassMage's movement is so decisive.
And yeah, it's elusive, right?
Elusive, that's the
way he's just sharking, not necessarily committing to a platform, but maybe looking like he could.
Totally.
Okay, getting a grab for your troubles here, and there's a dash attack to swing back the stage.
Yeah, doesn't quite convert it into an up air, but salvages a dash attack out of it. Turns around and gets a forward tilt too while he's at it.
But a back air to snipe the stage back again for BassMage. Oh, and I love that. Just start the jump, air dodge right back, maybe see if you can get Ned to commit to a move, and then find an approach on the ground.
Totally. Wow, I'm surprised it didn't scoop him up. I feel like Sephiroth's up tilt is very generous about its scoop.
It might just be the low profiling again. That has been a tricky thing for Kazuya, as we saw in the winner's set.
Yeah, imagine shorter characters in general are a tough matchup for this character.
What a dip down low again for BassMage. Just knowing Ned wants to commit to those low Octa slashes to recover. But there's the swing back. This is a last stock situation.
Yeah, we got a game. Tournament stock on the line. Or tournament life on the line, rather. Ned's going to have to go up and go big.
But here comes BassMage. Yeah, okay, double jump away from that platform. You do not want to be tech chased for your tournament life.
Yeah, he's going to dash back and forth, command the ground quite nicely. They're both taking it so slowly. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity because they know the wrong swing can really result in game loss here.
Mm-hmm. But the pressure's on Ned for sure.
Yeah, good grab. He's always looking to just forward throw and get him off the stage with these grabs. And as Puff, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you don't need like a 1-2 confirm out of a grab, really. You just need to get them off the stage. And okay,
that could have been everything.
Another very low recovery from Ned, but he picks a different angle this time. Oh, and the triple
no
jump up air!
He's been saving that one. And if you're Puff, there's no way you're expecting that either. They get up aired in the blast zone.
Yeah, Puff, you are very used to being very safe in the top magnifying glass, but jumping off the platform using all 3 jumps, Sephiroth got up there and got that Puff out of here.
He was beyond dead. Died twice even.
You have to jump off the stage in the next game, right?
Yeah, right.
Such a good read. But that keeps Ned's bracket alive for at least one more game.
Yeah, if you're a BassMage, you're going all in on this. You don't want to get reverse swept twice.
That would be brutal.
That's terrifying.
Especially the way that Terry Bogard just stole that last stock in game number 5.
I know, dude.
But here we are on Kalos Pokemon League, game 4.
Yeah, we finally switched it up from Pokemon Stadium.
First time we're seeing the stage in top 8 here today. This is a stage where sometimes you think that those platforms will help you like mix up your ledge get up options, but that's exactly what your opponent wants you to do, right? They look like it's a safety valve, but instead it's a trap.
Right.
And I want to see how BassMage tries to trap Ned on these side platforms here.
And it's one of those things where you very much account for like sticking the stage with Sephiroth and stuff like that, but it's another option that's pretty easy to snuff out if you're Jigglypuff. But it's not easy to survive these up airs when they're so well positioned. No way, bro.
And there's no platform to escape to in the middle of Kalos Pokemon League, which I think might be advantage Ned, like a Final Destination style of layout.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how it plays out in real time. Now Ned can play this poke and prod game that he loves so much.
You're going to shield every hit of that. Going to go for the hard call out on the sleep.
All right.
Yeah, that was beautiful from BassMage.
That looked really goofy, but I'm sure all of us in chat got hit by that.
Yeah. the psychic damage once again.
Again, it looks so simple. Oh, just sing at the ledge. It'll work every time. But that was just well committed by BassMage.
It's like if you've conditioned them not to get up attack or do an aggressive option back on stage enough, it almost can appear as very, very tactical.
Now Ned has all this space to work with on Callus. Throwing the Giga Flare again. Sneaks by. Good recovery.
God, I stopped breathing for a second every time he gets one of those, like the first forward air off stage and keeps drifting.
Yeah, everyone was wondering when Ned was going to throw out that up air when he positioned himself so highly on Callus.
Yeah. And he's been getting even more up airs since then. They're just taking turns.
And Ned needs this final blow, and there you go. Get to roll for your trouble. Back air that would have killed many characters, but Puff is so light. Even with the far blast zones on Callus, no chance.
Spaced well. Wall of Pain. You can space them so far as Sephiroth too. Ned just creating a huge stronghold of back airs.
Yeah, and now we need to see that comeback factor from BassMage that he's so well known for. Jump save the entire time from Ned though, helping him stay alive.
Gosh, trading with Octoslash is so scary on that first one because it puts you in that situation where you have to do it again. Yeah, I'm sure with Ned it gets to a point where you're like, I have to do this one angle no matter what, and you just hope for the best.
But the bleeding continues here for BassMage on this stock. Okay, going for the snipe. Not going to find the mark though. This back air also not going to quite KO. I thought that would be a little bit stronger, but alas.
Yep. You have your BassMage, you're hanging on by some of these lucky off hits and smart positioning. Ooh, tries to get the up tilt.
Goofy looking footstool, but okay, there's the back air, and that was finally at the very corner of the ledge.
And it pains me to say, but they are both at kill percent with how some of these Jigglypuff percents went.
That is true. Ned needs to play very cautious here.
Yeah, Ned like a shark. All these empty hops on the ground, keeping it very elusive as to when he's going to up air, but the back air is going to do it from the right side of the stage.
I thought for a minute BassMage had the DI. Like, you saw Puff linger in the magnifying glass over there. I thought he might have that 2 count, but instead it is game at number 5 again for BassMage, who has to hold on, or now he's an elimination prospect.
I was very much a believer. I didn't even lean forward yet because I'm like, oh, he lived.
Yeah,
and then it did have that hiccup.
It was Callus, right? You want him. The far blast zones are like, it's like Dreamland and Melee, right?
Yeah.
Why Puff loves that stage so much in Melee, because the blast zones are so far away, and you kill regardless of where the blast zones are with things like rest and edge guards, that you don't care so much. So that's supposed to be your advantage, but instead, Ned takes the W on BassMage's counter pick, and we are going to a decisive game 5 once more.
Ceiling goes to the moon. Yeah, that's a good call out on the stages. I didn't see their selection, but I'd imagine there's no way they go back.
It's going to be Battlefield here.
Still big, but not as big in those beneficial areas.
And yeah, having no platform coverage really, I think, made it hard for BassMage to get neutral started in a way that he enjoyed. Oh, and a couple Phantom Footstools. And these glancing blows either way. Neither player going for too much of an overcommitment yet.
Yeah, I feel like being anywhere above those platforms is very terrifying if you're Jigglypuff and your opponent isn't up there with you. It's very hard to land successfully.
Right, but you can use that aerial drift, like starting from a platform, potentially to get neutral going.
Totally, and you can make it to the other platform before they can even arrive. Yep, both of them fighting for this center under these 2 platforms.
And Ned using Nair to just kind of box away in the air-to-air battle.
Yeah, we haven't had an offstage scramble yet.
There was almost one. Like if Jigglypuff had landed a down air in like exactly this position on the right side, it would have been a scramble. But Ned is staying on terra firma, and that's important for his prospects of moving on in bracket.
Yeah. When we say that, the scramble happens, and now it seems like they've both had a scramble off stage. It's just a race for this first stock. It seems like both of them have carried their first stock momentum so well throughout the set.
Another roll caught by the back air, but it was a sour hit. That's going to keep Jigglypuff alive.
Yeah, forward air going to put Ned off stage. He's going to find his way back with the Octoslash, and he's going to aggressively find his way back on stage.
That forward air, okay, yeah, that forward air would have killed anywhere from, except from just all the way across Battlefield. You see the second one does just that. Ned taking a very important stock lead in Game 5.
Oh my goodness! And he gets the forward airs on the right side of the stage once again, carrying them with that drift of Jigglypuff.
What a brilliant turnaround from BassMage, who was so far behind. If he had to play that neutral versus neutral game, it was going to take many, many hits to make this comeback happen. But the burst is key.
Yeah, the burst is always primed and ready, too. It's like if he gets past that one air dodge window he always has to deal with, he's going to get that stock.
And BassMage took away a very important one wing from Ned as well. It spawned in the middle of that scramble, and it might have been enough to help him just stay alive for like so much longer.
Yeah, that's one of those thresholds you're trying to avoid for dear life. It's like the Terry Bogard go meter from his previous set.
Yeah, except it's just then you have to play like a much harder neutral game. But Ned playing a great neutral, as we've been talking about how important that comeback was for BassMage.
Ooh, great grab though.
Woo!
Oh my goodness, they're both going for these end-it-all type situations.
Yeah, scary forward smash.
The trade. BassMage makes it back to stage first.
Yeah, now Ned can play so slow with the one wing.
Yeah. Yeah, those wing back airs have been very much a detriment to BassMage.
Oh, and that's a good trade for Ned here. And oh, that second trade, somehow BassMage stays alive through that up air trade?
Yeah,
crazy.
It didn't look like the strongest hit of up air, right?
I didn't know that had a weak hit. I thought it was just big sword.
Big sword
Big
swing.
sword do things.
Now you're making me question it.
Yeah,
he really wants it though. Oh, straight to the ledge, not messing around, and he's gonna take this.
The keep away game working for Ned.
Stock for BassMage.
The wing has disappeared, but still the damage has been done.
Yeah, landing safely, doesn't connect that side B, and now we have a tournament stock for both combatants.
Yeah. Definitely feel like BassMage might be able to ride that momentum, right? Because he again was so far behind. But this is the clutch factor of Jigglypuff. Let's see.
Yeah, I like how Ned's using this grounded dash speed to his advantage with Sephiroth. It's making it so much harder for BassMage to get in because he sprints back, does an aerial, sprints back again. And it's making BassMage have to roll in with a lot of these approaches.
Ooh,
oh my
really
goodness.
Scary.
But this could be the one.
If that had gone to the top of the platform, that would have been the tech chase for the game. But instead, Ned DI'd, I think, just specifically to not be on the platform. So he DI'd left to go to the ledge. That could be the difference between life and death here. Oh, that back air would have certainly killed.
That would have been it. That was one of those back airs he placed in these last few matches for the game, too. BassMage learning his lesson, though.
Ned's creating as much space as he can with forward tilt. And this back air should get it done. No!
No, he doesn't.
Can't
lock it up. Alluding to the fully charged Giga Flare, cancels it. Now BassMage in control as he controls stage.
Teching?
The tech's gonna be huge.
And staying alive is Ned. Wow. Back and forth we go.
Tries to call out with an up smash so hard too. Space from the ledge, but doesn't. That was at least 4 back airs in the span of a second. Both players want this so badly.
And BassMage will get there.
No,
but another
he won't.
down.
Oh.
And then there on the linger. What a clutch statement from BassMage, who avoids the reverse 3-0 fate and takes out Ned in a nail biter.
That was just, he made the flow chart in that very last exchange. He got him even further to the right side after that second forward air, and he said, all right, you're gonna have to take this angle no matter what. Fell to that bottom right side of the blast zone and hit the forward air for the game, and BassMage showing a great reverse adaptation to his reverse adaptation to close out that loser's bracket set.
There were DI 2 counts both ways on the final stock. Man, that I'm out of breath, and we're just sitting here talking about it.
That was crazy.
That was wild.
We called game at least 3 times.
Yeah, and there was still game left to be played.
Right.
Man, BassMage was so clutch there to take out another Midwest threat and stay alive in the loser side of bracket.
I got